YT, Uber and Lyft family. Isn't it a beautiful day? I know my little dash cam is in the way. I apologize. Just came back from a ride that was about 35-40 minutes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, I did.
In 1 mile.
Oh my gosh, it was
South
awesome.
Hilton Street.
We had a great conversation. I'm just going to do it that way. We had an awesome conversation. A young lady, she's in her late 30s, just had a baby, well, about a year ago. And her oldest is 18 years old. And so this man in her life, very good man, Southern, from Louisiana. So he has that Southern hospitality and all those good things that a lot of the Southern men have. Southerners has. And but she's kind of at a stopping point. And some of you ladies, you can understand what I'm saying. She'd been with one man forever, and this is the second man in her life, and she's in her late 30s. Now, for some of you, you're saying, what? I had 1,000 of them by that time. Oh, goodness. Woo! Some are a little bit more out there than others. So we know that. But anyway, he wants to move forward. He wants them to get married and all those kind of good things. But he's waiting to see what she wants.
South Hilton Street.
And I was telling her that sometimes we as women, we are damaged from previous, and then some men too. I can't just say only women. But we are damaged by previous relationships. And when a good guy come along, it's like, what am I going to do? What can I do? What should I do? Should I move on this, do this, and do that? We're just so fluttered with emotions and uncertainties and all the what ifs and can I deal with this? Is this going to be too much pressure? And so on and so forth. And he has a child who's 16, special needs child. He's ADHD. And then he has what is it? What is it? A 16-month-old. So they kind of sort of have similar, but the difference is with them is that she been with that one man for all those years. He been with several women because he had his son. He raised his son by himself at the age the son was 3 years old. So see, he's been in the single life a little longer than she has. So she is wondering what to do. So, of course, I'm not going to tell her, oh, girl, you better jump on that. You better do this. No, I'm not going to say that. But what I said to her is to pray about it. She's a spiritual woman. I told her to pray about it for clarity. But I also said, just keep in mind, there are not too many men out there like him. And she said she understands that. And I also told her sometimes we as women, we can allow our past relationship smother good potential mates, be it male, female. And the way I look at that is it's like giving Bob, Mike, John, Rick, Larry, Sorry if any of you have those names, and I'm just doing a scenario. Um, Control over your current life. You done got rid of those past relationships. You're just like done. Some of you have even moved from the state. You're not even in the same state. However, wherever you find yourself still hanging around or keeping contact with John and Larry and Rick and them. And you have Bill right in front of you. Bill is not like the other ones that you had experience with. But you don't know if you should talk to Bill. It's just something there that is kind of like blocking you. And I say to that, it could be gut instinct. Maybe you should back off. Or is it Larry and Rick and Mike and Conan and all those folks standing together and blocking, standing in front of you? They just kind of like locked arms and they standing in front of you and don't want you to go forward. And if that's the case, can we order a bulldozer or a what is it? A steamroller? So let's go with the steamroller because it can be wider. We need a steamroller here so we can run Bill and not Bill. Bill is doing pretty good. Larry and Michael and them out our way because we got to get to this Bill. And so we find ourselves not really knowing what to do. And we are struggling. Well, we struggle with emotional roller coasters. Meanwhile, Bill is waiting patiently. Bill feels that you are the one for him. Bill is there for you, even in your lowest points, even when you need help, financially or constructively, like in terms of issues that you may have. He's there, excuse me, at 100%. So then you wonder, could you put yourself in Bill's situation? How long is he going to wait for me? Then you're faced with the pressure of trying to make that decision. And then sometimes you'll go ahead and jump and say, hey, Bill, let's do this. And then you feel and find out that some of Bill's issues, once you done moved in, once you done married him, is something that you really don't want to deal with. You prefer to be single. But you just got married. And you have a child that is from the both of you. So now he's looking at his 16-year-old child, his 16-month-old child, which was with another woman, from another woman, of course, and the 1-year-old that he has with her. And then she's looking at her 1-year-old and her 18-year-old. That's a long gap there. She's a beautiful young lady. She's in the upper 30s, maybe like, what did she say, 30? I think she said 38. But she had the baby when she was 37. Healthy baby, no issues. Because some people use the 35-year cutoff point. But she didn't have any issues. She even went to back to school while she was pregnant. So she's not a slacker. She is a go-getter. She's a mover and a shaker. But she just has to, sometimes we can support others and give them answers. Like, I mean, we could just give them answers so quickly. But when it comes to our lives, we're just like, I don't know what to do. And that's where she's at. So I'm gonna keep her in prayer. And those who want to comment, of course, you can comment on it. Maybe you have experienced it, or you have a girlfriend or a family member who's going through it, and you can put some information down there in reference to that. Because you just never know. You just never know how things will go. I had a great morning, by the way. I started out at 6:35 a.m. I am already at about $35. The last one that I took, that was about 30, 45 minutes in terms of times. Of course, minutes at time. Okay, yeah. It's still processing, but I can also look that up. I remember Karaoke 69. Okay. Oh my goodness. She is an awesome lady. She has so much wisdom. And I enjoy talking to her. Let's see if that was the one. Let's see. Yeah, I think that was it. Okay. That was like $15. Yeah. But it was, a lot of times the conversation and the people you meet outweigh the from Baltimore to Elk Ridge outweigh the fee, the fare, because you have such a great conversation. And that's how I feel on this particular ride. It's not all about the money. So yeah. And so let's, those who are spiritual and believe in God and all, and just pray for her that God will just send clarity to her, that she can be at peace with her decision, because right now she's okay with just having that monogamous relationship. And nowadays a lot of women are like that. They don't want that consistent male always being around, always having to report to and be accountable for, and he's accountable for you and all this and that. A lot of women don't want that. A lot of men, they always been that way. For a lot of men, not all men, but for a lot of men, they always been that way. They just, hey, I'm just going to come over, spend the night, and then I'm going to leave, and I'll see you 2 more weeks or whatever. Or let's go away on vacation for the weekend, and then he don't see you for another 2, 3, 4 months, and things like that. And the woman is like, oh my gosh, I miss him so much. I hate to see him leave. And he's leaving, and he's living his life, and he's going to spend another weekend with another woman, So some men, that's how they do things. And nowadays, a lot of women are following that same avenue, and they find themselves quite comfortable seeing the guy when they want to see them. Other than that, it's like, get out of my face kind of thing. So, not saying it's right from the biblical perspective, as believing in God and the Son Jesus and the Holy Spirit, like the Trinity. You want to do moral things, and sometimes the so-called worldly moral things is not the best for spirituality. So you have to know how to figure that out and do the right thing. So she has a decision to make. She really does have a decision to make. I just pray for the best. That's what I do. I pray for the best, because maybe it's not God's will for her to marry him. Maybe she's searching herself in reference to maybe dealing with the child at that age of ADHD, having ADHD, that maybe she can't take that, and then they're raising their little girl